When I started out this walking journey for my physical health, but also just an outlet for my mental health too. So I picked up the camera and just started filming my hikes and just started talking. So that's kind of what led me into this frequent walking video submissions. Kind of lost my way. And part of it is really looking for the views on YouTube and the engagement and that type of thing. But let's get back to basics here. What is my main objective? Walk. Get out there, get healthy, keep moving. Follow our mantras. Worry less about picking up the camera to walk and just walking. Good day. Mundane Man here. And it is about, I don't know, -2. Fairly calm. So I thought I would just do a walk around the golf course today, get some steps in. The trails in the golf course should be relatively clear. Hopefully some aren't underwater, but we can navigate that, I think. I'm actually out early today. It's only 10:45. By the time I get motivated, a lot of times it's after noon before I get out and about. We're having a pretty slow start to spring this year. I don't like to mention the date too often, or the, you know, what part of the season we're in, only because I'm about 6 weeks to 8 weeks behind on editing. But I think I need to amp it up or be more discerning what videos I post, because if I'm 2 months behind, the end of May, you're still going to be seeing winter videos. Nobody wants that. A lot of these birds around lately. Okay, let's make our way into the golf course here. When I started out this walking journey for basically my physical health, but also just an outlet for my mental health too. And it's been good. I've always enjoyed walking or hiking. But the main catalyst for it when I started was I was having some serious stomach pains, just random pains. I would eat and then I would just be bent right over in pain, and just no explanation for it. So I went to the doctor, and she basically amped up my heartburn pills, my pantoprazole. Just being careful with these geese, not sure if how excitable they're going to get right now. They're probably not nesting yet, so not too angry. And that seemed to help a bit, but then I was still having problems, so she sent me in for, well, a bunch of blood tests, which showed that my insulin levels were high, my blood pressure is always high in the doctor. I have what they call white coat effect for whatever my blood pressure goes up when I'm at the doctor's office. All my numbers were, whatever she tested for, were outside the normal range. Cholesterol too. She put me on some short-term medication and told me to get blood tests, you know, 3 months later, which I did. But in the meantime, I was still having the stomach issues, so she sent me in for tests like the ultrasound. Yeah, sent me in for an ultrasound, stomach x-ray or whatever, where they make you drink that stuff that basically blows up your stomach, and the first gulp of it I essentially spit back on the floor. I listened to her explanation on what to do, but it caught me off guard, and had to re-drink that very, I don't know, do I recall it as being very salty or something? Fluid? Anyways, all those tests came back normal. My scanned my abdomen, all my organs were normal. stomach test, all normal. Okay, do I have a mental health problem around that? I don't know. So I thought, screw this, I'm going to start walking. Started out walking a few blocks, and then was walking, you know, a couple kilometers. And then it was not that long where I was able to do, you know, an hour or two of walking, and depending on my pace was 5 to 8 kilometers. You know, pat on the back to me. And it's funny, you know, I think back and I always give myself a pat on the back for getting around the block, or then getting around an extended block. So I kept at it. And with all those stomach problems, I must have lost 20 pounds easy, just because I couldn't eat anything. So I kept walking and walking, and I thought, you know, my YouTube channel's kind of stagnating. I hadn't done a lot of DIY stuff on it, which was the main intent of my channel. So I picked up the camera and just started filming my hikes, and just started talking. So that's kind of what led me into this frequent walking video submissions, with just the odd DIY video mixed in. And it motivated to keep my channel going. It motivated me to keep up my editing skills, and you know, just in general keep the channel going. But I found in the last, I'm gonna say couple, 3 months or even more, kind of lost my way. I'm spending more time online trying to find interesting places to walk, and only walking then, you know, only walking to in these natural areas and land trusts that I find online, and not doing any other walking. Just general, you know, get out in the evening after dinner and have a walk type walks. And part of it is really looking for the views on YouTube and the engagement and that type of thing. I mean, the whole purpose of getting out and walking was for the physical and mental health aspect of it, not the whole YouTube sensation side of it. And I was getting disappointed in, you know, the number of views I was getting, and fighting the algorithm to try and figure out how to get YouTube to push my videos forward and things like that, and really struggling with it, and watching way too many videos on how to grow your channel and how to increase engagement, and here's 10 steps on what you need to do to your channel, blah blah blah. So yeah, I was getting frustrated with that, thinking, well, if they're making this YouTube algorithm so difficult for small creators to get noticed, what's the point? And that's, I guess, when people give up on the whole YouTube thing. Now, I'm not looking to be this huge creator where I've got, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers, and, you know, every video gets 1 million views and that type of thing. That's not my objective. But let's get back to basics here. What is my main objective? Number one, walk. Get out there, get healthy, keep moving. Follow our mantras of walk it off. Try to walk in a loop and not backtrack. Number two. I don't know why that's a mantra, but anyways. And I got more of them, more mantras that just are not coming to me at this moment. So I need to worry less about picking up the camera to walk and just walking. That's my, you know, next step objective, is to walk for the sake of walking and not walk to try and get YouTube views. The other side of it too is time. What really I should be doing is taking an hour every day and going for a walk, and then just plan a more epic and scenic hike for one of those days. It takes a lot of time to find a scenic area, drive out there, walk through it, and edit the video and all that. So it's almost a real full-time job. Don't get me wrong though, I like the more scenic and epic walks, and walks that have some kind of discovery aspect to it, like hey, there's an old car in the trees, or look at this cabin I came across. Not new discoveries to the world, but a new discovery to me, which makes it interesting. But I do enjoy it, but need to mentally get back to the reasons I'm actually out here. So I'm finding I've stagnated on any more further weight loss. I think I'm maintaining, but not losing any more weight. And part of that is diet, I know that. But the other part of it is I'm not walking consistently on a daily basis, which for your metabolism apparently is more effective. Yeah, studies show that it's better to keep your metabolism moving on a more frequent basis than to save up all of the steps for one or two big walks. Now with the YouTube channel side of it, I've been teaching myself through some of these so-called we know how the algorithm works people on YouTube. The algorithm works for them because they have such a niche market, if you will, that anyone who Googles how to make my YouTube channel grow or how to make my YouTube channel better, it comes up with these content creators who focus on that kind of thing. So some of the things I've learned about YouTube are you can never figure out what the algorithm likes. But the main thing that YouTube wants is viewers. So when your video goes out, and so much ice everywhere. When your YouTube video goes out, it takes a sample set of either your subscribers or search results or whatever, and they submit your video to a small group of people. And if there's any action on that sample group, they enlarge the sample group and spread your video out to more people. So really it's all about watch time, viewers, watch time of your channel. Number two, they want people to stay in the platform. So if you watch one of my videos, and then even if you don't watch another one of my videos but go on to another YouTube video, that works in my benefit apparently too, because the retention of that viewer affects your stats in a good way. And of course, how long somebody watches your video is also productive to your analytics. So obviously the longer somebody watches your video and then goes on to another one of your videos, or goes on and stays in the platform and watches a different video, that's good for you too. This is always a treacherous piece of ground in here. Baby steps. This way will take you basically following the fence line of those houses on one side of the driving range, and over here is the other side of the driving range eventually. So I've been using Google Gemini, which is their AI program, model, software, whatever you want to call it, as my search engine optimizer. And basically I've been building a almost a rapport script with it, where if you keep using the same types of queries and stuff, and it learns about your channel, your videos and all that. So as you ask it questions about what should I have for a title for this one, what should the description be, and it'll start structuring consistency in your channel, your video descriptions, the keywords, hashtags, all of that. It'll even tell you what to put in the thumbnail, and you know, it'll give you a script if you want, so that you can put a community post in. Never use community posts, don't know how they work. Trying to you know, gain some consistency within my channel. The problem I think I'm kind of dealing with though is I'm trying to have more of a general channel, where today I'm walking here, or I walk there, I'm fixing this, I'm doing that type of scenario, and it's not specific to a single genre. Like it's hard to mix DIY and walking, hiking videos in the same channel, but I think I'm in it too deep to try and separate them out. Okay, this is a different tunnel. I'm gonna continue to head south, but this one looks quite a bit more sketchy. You know what? I think I'm gonna go up and cross the road instead. I guess my problem is I don't want to be a niche YouTuber. I don't know. I think that's maybe a term now. I just want to kind of throw up whatever I'm doing, but the algorithm does not accept that kind of model. And even Gemini, you know, making my descriptions and titles and all that more consistent is not really busting open the algorithm on my behalf either. So it's really how they've designed or modified the algorithm over time for watchers, I guess. And they know, even me as a watcher, they know I'm fairly consistently watching car repair videos or you know, car guys doing whatever. So that's what it keeps feeding me. Whereas walking and hiking videos, not really a broader audience looking for that kind of thing. So I think I may have just to resign myself to the fact that I'll just do what I can, post what I want, try and keep the quality sufficient that, you know, visually it's somewhat pleasing, and then you know, let the algorithm figure me out that way. So far though, it's really hit and miss. It's interesting though, I am seeing little variations in watch growth. Not very consistent as far as, you know, how long people watch, but I had a video I put out a couple days ago and it kind of stopped at 11 views, and then the algorithm must have spread it out a little bit to a broader audience, and all of a sudden I had 55 views on it. So, you know, there is some amount of growth and change there. Really like to use the channel as a hobby when I'm retired. I'd like some you know, residual income to steadily come from the channel. But if it doesn't, it doesn't, right? It's a hobby. I enjoy doing it. I like the editing process, so that might be the biggest benefit of it. Never walked this part of the golf course. There's an area across the road over there too. I don't know how you get to it. Oh, I think we're coming up to a tunnel for it. So I think I can go over there and make a loop, come back here, and then maybe head to the very southeast corner of the golf course. We'll see what this tunnel's like for ice. This is all ice too, but it seems flatter. Baby steps. Bit of a creek running through here. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It's flat, so. Okay. New section of golf course for me. Still getting that heel spur in my left foot. Have I done anything about it? No. So some of the videos I've watched on people who seem to have all this knowledge and advice on how to grow your channel is they talk about, you know, and these are people doing it full time. I'm just doing this, like I said, as a hobby, but you know, they write their script and already have the thumbnail picked out and, you know what the description and the title are going to be even before they start videoing. Well, you know, I don't do that. I just walk and ramble on. I don't know, if I started scripting these things, I just think the authenticity would just be diminished completely, because, you know, my whole channel has just been based on winging it. And maybe that's a mistake. If I actually sat down and came up with the topic and scripted things and had key points and searchable keywords as I'm speaking, and, you know, talk about Gemini and search engine optimization and things like that, that my video would have a broader appeal, I guess. Well, that's not really me, and I think it would take away from my channel, so I think I'm going to avoid doing that. Okay, so this is the very southwest tip of the golf course. I wasn't paying attention to what hole this is, but I was going to go back that way to go to the very southeast end, but I think I'll start heading north here again. The channel is Mundane Man, or Mundane Man Official, so it's not this hyped up high energy sales pitch to turn you towards my channel or product or whatever. When I look at my original tagline for the video, it was basically, I have a camera, I have things to do, I have things to say, and that was the whole premise. So here I am, where Mundane Man smells heavy skunk, and I don't think it's the marijuana kind. So let's keep our eyes peeled and look out for this ice. Little story time here. I was in southern Ontario a couple weeks ago for work, and apparently where our office is, it seems to be a migration staging point for crows. And apparently prior to us getting there were like hundreds of crows around, to the point where every window on the building had bird crap on it, and they actually had to spray off the sidewalks because of the bird crap. And when we were driving into the parking lot, you could see off in the trees all these dead crows lying there. Assumably it was some kind of avian flu that got them, or maybe that's where crows go to die. But it was just like, there was just, if you looked out here, you would just see black bodies everywhere. That was incredible. And with my fear of birds, and after watching the movie The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, that would not have been a good situation for me, seeing all those crows around. Okay, roofing companies, time to get your shingle out, pun intended, in Lewis Estates, because there's lots of houses whose roofs are at end of life. And also with the wind we had, lots of people are missing shingles in my neighborhood. Okay, this looks like it might swing me through back to the tunnel again. Yep. So maybe I will be going to the southeast part of the golf course. My heel's getting a little painful, so I might have to cut this a little bit short. Oh yeah, on the YouTube thing, I also forgot hooks is the key word of the day. Make sure your video has some kind of hook at the beginning of it, that within the first 5 to 30 seconds you inspire somebody to watch the rest of the video. Gemini is pretty good at pulling out a hook for you. It may be a snippet out of your video to open your video with. That is what I see a lot of YouTubers doing now, is just having that hook. And I don't always have a known hook. And again, with these people who plan their videos and all that, they know where they're going to place a hook or create a hook, or they're going to have already a YouTube Shorts in mind, or something that they can put on their Instagram reel. I'm telling you, it is literally a full-time job trying to figure these things out. So if you see that kind of thing in my videos where I've got a hook now or something like that, I'm fighting the YouTube overlords. Or should I say, I'm caving to the YouTube overlords. Okay, let's baby step our way through the tunnel again. The smart side of my brain says, why didn't you just cross the road up above? Geese love golf courses. Now, I don't golf, and golfing doesn't excite me in the very least, but doing maintenance on a golf course might be an interesting thing. How does a guy get a job like that? Especially someone lazy like me, where you're hoping it'll just fall into your lap. Back to the clubhouse. I'll do the opposite side, the east side of the driving range, just so it doesn't feel like we're completely backtracking. Normally I jump the fence here and take the roadway, but I think I'll go back through the tunnel and head north, make my way home that way. Be a few extra steps, but that's okay. This walk has been hard on my body from my hips down to my toes. Been doing a lot of baby stepping over ice patches, and does not seem to bode well for my overall body composition. We are on the home stretch, and I am hurting today. I don't know why. Feels like I've gone a long way, but when I check my stats, I probably haven't. I see a nice Epsom salt hot bath in my future as soon as I cool off. Well, we made it. Let us see how we did. Well, no wonder I was hurting. That was 10.5 kilometers in 2 hours and, probably 10 minutes. And my second fastest of all time, even though I was baby stepping over a bunch of ice, and that was 15,300 steps. Great day. Hurt. I'm in a lot of pain right now, and we had a lot of conversation about my YouTube channel and the algorithm, and lots of baby steps over the ice. So it was an interesting day overall. Until the next one.